Hi, Sandy here. Have you got your big vision yet of your wedding? Do you know what I mean by that? What I mean by your big vision is the really, really large elements, the things which, when you sit and think about your wedding, when you sit and dream about your wedding, that is what is going through your mind's eye. I ask because having a big vision is really, really the beginning of your wedding planning, and it's one of the most important things that you can do. The second most important thing that you can do is make sure that the two of you are, if not completely on the same page, can come to a compromise or a situation where you can agree on what your joint big vision is. So when I talk about big vision, I mean things like, where in the world are you going to get married? Is it going to be your mum and dad's back garden? Is it going to be in a beautiful Italian vineyard that you went on holiday to? Must it be on the beach? Must it be at a certain time of year? What is it that you envision when you really dream about that big day? And also things like, what kind of ceremony is it going to be? That's really fundamental. Must it be outdoors? Must it be a humanist ceremony? Do you definitely want a Roman Catholic ceremony or a Sikh ceremony? What do you need to do to be legally married? What are the really, really big things? And what are you envisioning when you see it in your mind's eye? So when you have agreed that between the two of you, and really take some time doing that, when I do this with my Emboldened Bride members, we actually go through a whole visualization, I can't even say it, exercise, whereby people literally sit there with their eyes closed and spend 15-20 minutes envisioning every single part of the day, and always importantly thinking about exactly what it is that you want. Never focus on anything that is worrying you or anything that you don't want, because that tends to mean that we get what it is that we are thinking about, whether it is what we want or what we don't want. So always think about exactly what you want. If you're going to do that exercise on your own and go through a nice slow visualization where you start waking up in the morning, thinking about where you are, thinking about who you're with, perhaps what you have for breakfast, what you can smell, what you can taste. It's really, really good to go through the whole ceremony, the whole of the reception, the whole of the evening. And really, really importantly, how do you want to feel? So really, really try to feel that whole experience, and think about perhaps when you're walking down the aisle and you first see all of those lovely guests that you've invited, which are the faces that you really want to see looking back at you, because that really, really helps you understand, I don't want to see that person. These are the people whose faces I want to see. These are the people I know who are going to support me and love me and be there for all the right reasons. So really, really important before you start looking at venues, before you start talking to suppliers or vendors, to work out what that real vision is, because then everything else will fall more easily into place. If you're envisioning, for example, a beautiful, elegant, stately home in the English countryside, then the likelihood is that you will be looking for, that sort of venue in perhaps, the home counties area, and your colour scheme may well involve sort of reds and golds, because these stately homes in England tend to have those colour schemes rather than perhaps a blue or a silver, etc., etc. So it's that sort of thing that I mean. The other reason why it's really important to come up with that big vision is that if, and I hope very much that this isn't happening for you, but if you are finding that people are perhaps, I don't like to say interfering, but it may feel like that, but perhaps making suggestions, probably from, for all the right reasons, but people are making suggestions and saying, oh, you don't want to do it like that, you want to do it like this, because if you have that big vision and you know exactly not only what you want your wedding to look like, but why, it is so much easier then to explain to your cousin, your friend, whoever it may be who's trying to help you and thinks they have a better idea, to say, look, this is what we want, and this is why we want it. Maybe we want this small, quite laid back wedding because we are really not a formal couple, and as you know, cousin, friend, whoever, parent, I'm actually quite an introvert. I don't want to be the centre of attention any more than I naturally am going to be as the bride on my wedding day. And people may still feel that they have better ideas, but they are much more likely to understand than if you just say, I'm doing it like this. So I hope that's helpful. go away and have a look at your big vision. Maybe, you know, jot something down, maybe make a Pinterest board. Other platforms are available, of course, and really, really visualize it in your mind. And whenever you get stuck in your wedding planning, spend some time going back to that big vision and remember what it is you're doing this for and how it is that you want the whole thing to look and, more importantly, feel on the day. See you soon.